I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-macabre, it's time for the only news that matters. And it's that time of year again, the time when the imbeciles, morons, stupid people, I'm sure they're nice people, but they're stupid, cry about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations. And Mariah Carey's getting a lot of votes, and they're like, Mariah Carey? Oh my God, Mariah Carey's not even rock and roll, and she's getting in there? Somebody please get me a Midol. Yeah, how many years has this been going on? Really, decades. It's been decades. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame does all this bonehead shit year after year after year, and every year people are still surprised by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But you know why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame exists? Because of you morons that give it attention. Because of you imbeciles that seek the approval of these music snobs. That's why it's still around, so you'll get to cry every year like everybody else. But you know, Liam Gallagher attacked the Rock and Roll Fame, also Flame. You know, I hope one day it's a Rock and Roll Hall of Flames. That would be awesome. You know, induct a pyromaniac into that place. You know, make sure everybody's out of there. I don't want anybody in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to get injured. Yes, I'm talking about all you stupid people. I don't want you to die and get engulfed in flames. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind the building getting engulfed in flames. That would be a hoot. But anyway, Liam Gallagher hits at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, claiming that it is for wankers. Yes, the 2025 nominees of this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction were shared today, which is February 12th as I'm reading this, with 14 new names added to the long list, including the likes of the Gallagher brothers. Yes, Oasis is nominated, and so is a New Order, Cyndi Lauper, Mariah Carey, the White Stripes, and more. An artist became eligible for induction 25 years after the first commercial recording, which, you know, think of all the killer bands, the killer metal rock bands. Maybe it's Metallica didn't have to wait, but, you know, come on. I know Sabbath and all these people had to wait forever. But anyway, after 25 years of the first commercial recording was released, and the other names on the long list of 2025 include Soundgarden, hip-hop heavyweights Outkast, and rock groups Fish, Bad Company, and the Black Crowes. Upon the news of Oasis's nomination, Liam took to his official ex-Twitter account to react to the nod. He said, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is for wankers. One fan replied to his tweet and asked, what are you going to do if you win? And Liam said, go and say it's the best thing ever, obviously, which I'm sure is a joke, but either way. Yeah, every year. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not the problem. I have grown to love the Hall of Fame because it really does make me smile to see morons upset every year. It's like, oh, it's that time of year again? And of course, Eddie Trunk will be crying like he does every year. What will it take for these people to realize after decades of them doing this, that shit ain't gonna change? You might get a band here and there, like, you know, you got Kiss in there, well, you know they didn't want Kiss. Jan Winter even said in the 80s he would never put Journey in there, and they're in there. They all had to eat crow. And Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are sellouts. They are. They don't stand up for what they believe. They nominated Kiss and Journey and all these bands. Judas Priest. Well, Judas Priest was like an insult. They put him in, but they didn't put him in like the proper Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They put him in some other category. I mean, we're talking Judas Priest, you know? Eddie Trunk knows this, you know? Judas Priest, you know? First album, 1974, and they let him in, I don't know, way after 25 years. And what do you know? They get inducted, but they're not allowed to, you know, be with Black Sabbath and AC/DC and Madonna and, you know, all the ABBA. I'm a huge ABBA fan. Come on, what a joke to put ABBA in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sorry, that ain't rock. It's the best pop music I ever heard in my life, but it ain't rock. But at the same time, look, I'm all for Mariah Carey. I'd rather have Mariah Carey in there than Motorhead, than Iron Maiden, than Bad Company. You name it. You name it. Any band I like, I don't want in there. In fact, I want Bon Scott out of there. Come on, man. I mean, that is the one guy that really upsets me being in there. It's like, come on. This shit is a fucking... First, it was a snobby, you know, oh, we're snobs, we hate metal. And they wouldn't let any of our genre in when the shit first started. So then they, you know, they got in everybody that they wanted to get in. Your Jackson Browns and all this, you know, the Rolling Stone darlings all got in. And then they started noticing, hey man, we're not getting any money here. Like our inductions aren't working anymore because, you know, they also induct all these people. I don't know who the fuck they are, right? So they're like, shit, we got to do something drastic. All right, bring in Kiss. I'm sure that'll bring some interest. Bring in, you know, Black Sabbath. Bring in Ozzy, you know, to get some interest. You know, inducting all these bands, they hate. And Eddie Trunk is well aware that they hate the music. And every year he cries like a bitch. Like a bitch. Wah! They won't induct the bands I like. Wah! Every fucking year. Every year. And his listeners who are stupid agree with him. You know, there are Eddie Trunk listeners that listen to him and go, this guy's a jackass, so they're not stupid. Just saying, you all that care, you know, about this fucking place. You're a joke. You're a bigger joke than Rock and Roll Hall of Fame would ever be. Please get Outkast in there. You know, don't put Bad Company. Put whoever. You know, put rap. Put pop music. Put mumble rap. You know, they should get that guy, that scribbled face dude, Provolone. Get him in there. And fucking, I don't know these rappers' names, but you know, all these people that, they mumble rap. You know, get them in there. They deserve. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame deserves artists like that have nothing to do with real rock, you know? And hopefully they'll do that every year so Eddie Trunk will stop crying. But then again, I won't have nothing to laugh about next year, so tune in a year from now and hear Eddie cry about the nominees. Always. And then somebody brought up an interesting point saying, which I don't know if this to be true or not, but it's an interesting point that Eddie Trunk makes money off these episodes of crying about the Rock and Roll thing. He gets the ratings because he gets the morons that join him going, yeah, why ain't Iron Maiden in there? Huh? Why ain't they in there? And tampons are flying out of their ass. You know, every year it's the same thing, and it's hysterical. They just don't get it. To me, long live the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Keep pissing off the morons every year. I love that. I used to not. I gotta admit, I was a moron in the beginning. Before they started let metal bands in there every year with your Jackson Brown, and you know they even inducted the E Street Band, not Bruce Springsteen, the E Street Band, which is kind of like giving 2 Rock and Roll Hall of Fames to one group. It's ridiculous. They should have gave that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. No, let's give it to them separately and not let Iron Maiden in here. You see what I mean? People care about that shit. People are stupid. Now, I'm not saying these stupid people are bad people. No, they're not bad. I mean, they do something very bad, but they don't realize they're doing something bad, and that's called breeding. They shouldn't breed. They shouldn't have kids because they're stupid, you know? And I saw today when I woke up, the first thing I saw, of course, is some website called Planet Rock. What a stupid-ass name. Planet Rock. And they put up a story that says, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominates Mariah Carey ahead of Iron Maiden and Motorhead. I think Iron Maiden was nominated last year, but thank God they didn't get in. But that's my, that right there shows everything, every year. Now, we even have websites that, they didn't put in Maiden or Motorhead in the induction, so they're going to make a story on the website saying, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominates Mariah Carey ahead of Iron Maiden and Motorhead. Oh my God, man. No wonder this world is so fucked, because there's just too many stupid people here. And it's not just the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Grammys, is another, but the Grammys is kind of like, look, they're kind of retarded. So I let them, I give them a pass because they don't know what they're doing. I mean, they gave Jethro Tull the first metal award. And then for I don't know how many years after that, they kept giving the award to Metallica. And it was all from pure guilt of the backlash they got from everybody screaming about Jethro Tull. And they gave Milli Vanilli Greatest New Artist. See, shit like that is retarded. I feel bad for the Grammys. They're not all there, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame knows exactly what they're doing. Exactly. And they like pissing off the idiots that love Iron Maiden and Motorhead and all those bands in there. Motley Crue and stuff like that. And they're all going to get in eventually. Because Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they're going to need money. So if they induct Motley Crue, Motorhead, Iron Man, it'll bring interest to the hard rock. And then the idiotic hard rock fans of those bands will throw money at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and go attend it with those damn expensive seats just to see Motley Crue do a fucking song with Mick Mars. Shit like that. People love that, People love the downgrade today. People are paying for concerts that's like 20 times more than I paid for back in the day when those bands were good and when they had original members. But that's a whole other story I've talked about enough. Anyway, what do you all think? Are you a moron that cares about what band gets in? Do you want your band in there? Just don't breed if you do. That's all I ask. But I'm sure you're all nice people. Okay, you're stupid, but you're a nice person. You mean well, I get it. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't, you dumbass. And all you smart people, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. I would appreciate that. I really would. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and schmack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.